In this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy that could literally blow up your fitness business within the next 90 days. So what we're going to be talking about today is lead magnets, but what I'm not going to do is just give you a load of random ideas for lead magnets and then you can just go and make them and hope for the best. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the exact psychology behind lead magnets and why they work, and I'm going to give you some frameworks that you can use to make sure that every single lead magnet that you make from now on will convert like crazy. These are the exact systems and strategies that we've used to help our fitness business clients double the amount of leads that they're getting without increasing budget at all. So with that said, let's jump into it. Okay, so like I say, the star of the show for this video is about lead magnets. So what I'm going to go through here are the strategies that you can use to actually use lead magnets to grow your fitness business. Okay, this is going to massively increase the amount of leads you get, and provided that you have all the steps in place and you've done it properly, then this should also increase your conversion rates, which is going to be ideal for anyone trying to grow their business. So let's jump into it. So what is a lead magnet? So essentially this is a free resource that we give away to our potential customers to achieve the following goals. Okay, very simple: build trust and open communication. So how are we building trust? Well, by giving away something that's of value for free, we earn trust from our potential customers. And then what this also does is it provides a starting point for meaningful conversations between you and the prospect. Okay, so there's a point of conversation, there's a reason for you to reach out to them and start talking to them and hopefully starting to nurture them to convert that lead into a customer. But this allows us to start conversation without being salesy or pushy, because we are giving something away for free and hopefully of value. So there are three very important things that we need to make sure that our lead magnet does, or addresses at least, to make sure that it is going to be an effective lead magnet. So these are the what, the without, and the even if. So the what basically means that we are highlighting the clear outcome that our ideal customer wants. So basically, what is the outcome that they are looking for? The without addresses their biggest objections, and the even if targets their limiting beliefs. So if your lead magnet ticks all the boxes and covers all these three things, then that's a pretty good start. So I'll show you some examples so we get a better idea of what each of these steps look like. So the what, like I say, this covers the desired outcome. So if I'm going to give you an example of this, a specific example could be drop 10 pounds in 30 days. Now, the more specific we are with this, the better. Okay. If we can highlight a very clear outcome, then that's going to allow people to buy in more, because they know exactly what it is that they're going to get from this thing. Okay. And if we can, we're going to make it measurable. So the example of 10 pounds in 30 days is very quantifiable, and it allows us to track the results. You know, it's a certain amount of weight within a certain amount of time. Okay, so very measurable, and is also time bound. So that's going to be ideal. Again, we can't always make this measurable and time bound, but we need to make sure that we're highlighting some sort of outcome that our lead can expect from downloading our lead magnet. That's very important. And the without. So we're going to address objections here. So you need to think, what are all the reasons that this lead doesn't want to download this thing? What are all the reasons that this lead doesn't pay attention or take the time to actually action what it is that I'm telling them to do on this lead magnet? And we need to address that, especially the biggest objection that they're going to have within the opening text or the opening copy or the headline or whatever it is when we're advertising our lead magnet. So this needs to usually address their common pain points, or at least their biggest pain point. So an example of this would be without spending hours in the gym. So perhaps the people that we are targeting, they're very busy. They don't have the time to spend 2 hours every day in the gym to get the results that they want. They just want quick 45-minute in and out, because they're balancing work, they're balancing family, they're balancing all sorts of stuff. And or their health is just something that they're trying to keep on top of without spending hours and hours on it every single day. So we're addressing that within the opening line. Now, again, if we're not working with busy people, perhaps we're working with stay-at-home mums that do have a lot of time, but they want to make sure that the workouts are not easy, because easy workouts aren't actually going to get results, but they're going to be manageable for them to be able to do. Okay, it's not going to be back-breaking stuff with complex movement patterns and things like that they're just simply not going to do, and it's just going to scare them off, and they're not going to come back because they're worried about that weird exercise that you're going to make them do. So that might be their biggest objection. They might be worried that it's not accessible to them, it's not suitable for them. So we need to crush that objection within the opening statements of our lead magnet. So Think about your audience, think about what their biggest objection is, and address that immediately. So again, the key to handling any objection is empathy. So we need to acknowledge their concerns and offer a genuine solution. And then the even if, so overcoming limiting beliefs. So these people that are coming to you, perhaps they're trying to lose weight, perhaps they're trying to get healthier. This probably isn't going to be the first time that they've tried to do this. They've probably tried other things. They've probably bought a membership before. They've probably started a 12-week challenge before. They've probably downloaded some sort of diet plan and nutrition plan that they've tried and it hasn't worked. So because they've had negative experiences with weight loss or getting healthier in the past, they have these limiting beliefs based on these negative experiences that they have. Okay, and it can be hard to disprove limiting beliefs, particularly if they're deeply ingrained in this person and they've tried 20 different diets and none of them have worked and they haven't been able to stick at all of them for more than 2 weeks. That's, we can almost say that's almost like they're damaged goods in a way. Okay, their belief in diets and their belief in themselves to stick to a diet is at an all-time low. So we need to make sure that they are aware that this lead magnet or this thing that we're pushing is going to work for them. So we must target their concerns. So a way of doing this, like I say, if they failed loads of diets, we could say even if you failed every diet before. Okay, so we just need to make sure that we are showing them that success is attainable despite of any challenges that they have. Even if they're not physical challenges, a lot of the time the barriers to entry for people are more just psychological. Okay, they're psychological limiting beliefs. So we're covering that in the even if section of the lead magnet. So when we chuck all of these together, it reads, drop 10 pounds in 30 days without spending hours in the gym, even if you failed every diet before. Okay, now the only thing that I would say, and I've just thought about this, is we're talking about spending hours in the gym, but then we're talking about diets in the last bit. So there's a bit of a disconnect in terms of the subject, because we're talking about losing weight, which going to the gym would relate to, but then in the last section we're talking about diet. So maybe I'd change that to even if you can't go to the gym for more than 2 weeks, or even if you've not been able to stick to a workout plan for more than 2 weeks, or something like that. But you can see here we're talking about a very clear goal, the desired outcome for this person. We're talking about the things that they don't need to worry about, okay, that they might be worrying about, and we've also crushed any limiting beliefs or the biggest limiting belief that they have. So the key to making this as effective as possible is having a true deep understanding of your ideal customers. Okay, so if you don't already have a really strong idea of what your customers' biggest goals are, what their biggest objections are, and what their biggest limiting beliefs are, then this is going to be a lot harder to get first time. No one's going to get the perfect headline or slogan or catchline, whatever you want to call it, for their lead magnet on the first go round, but it's going to be far easier if you have a really good idea of your target audience. So gain a better understanding of the people that you're working with, because that's going to help anything you do in marketing, but particularly with your lead magnet. So with that, we understand what a lead magnet needs to do. So I'm going to give you some examples of lead magnets that do work. We've seen people use them. We've seen the results that they get. So these lead magnets work. I'm not going to dive in too much about what needs to go into it, because obviously if you're watching this video, you are a fitness professional. You're a gym owner, you're an online coach, you're a personal trainer. You probably know far more than I do about the ins and outs of training, nutrition, and all of that stuff. So you know what would need to go into this to make it of value, to make it actually work for the people that are downloading it. But so I'm just going to go through these fairly quickly, but hopefully this is going to get your cogs turning and thinking of ideas for lead magnets that you could create yourself. Now I'm just going to, my head's a bit big, so I'll make myself smaller. So like I say, these are types of lead magnets that convert. So sample plans, so sample workout plans or sample nutrition plans. 1 week programs with clear instructions, easy to follow meal plans for effective results. So again, you're going to know what you need to put into sample workout and nutrition plans to make them effective. But the main goal here, we're not making them a month, we're not making them 3 months. They're quick, snappy, 1 week, enough for them to understand what is going to be expected of them, for them to turn into a customer and what that might look like. But hopefully by the end of this week, they're starting to feel different. Okay, perhaps they're sleeping better because they're training more and eating better food. They're just feeling better in themselves. They're more energized throughout the day. Maybe they've lost some weight. Maybe they see some different, they can see their scale weight move because they've lost water weight because they've cut out sugar or they've stopped drinking for the week or whatever it may be. What we're allowing them to do is see some sort of very small but immediate results. And hopefully those small changes that they start to see will be enough to get them hooked, build trust, and then combine that with a well thought out nurturing chain that we're going to put them through once they've downloaded the lead magnet. This is going to be very compelling stuff to make them convert themselves into a customer. So book a call, book a meeting, whatever it may be. So you will know what you need to put into your sample workout and nutrition plans to make them effective, but hopefully you can see now what we're trying to achieve. This is going to be a very natural stepping stone to your paid service. So we're going from a stranger to downloading a lead magnet to then being a customer, but this stepping stone of a lead magnet needs to naturally flow into your paid service. So if you are a yoga instructor, okay, and you run yoga classes, your lead magnet isn't going to be a training plan to start running marathons in 3 months' time, okay, and you give them a training plan on what you need to be doing every single day so you can run a marathon within 3 months' time. That there's no connection there, so it needs to naturally flow into your paid service. Hopefully that's obvious anyway, but just in case it wasn't. So quick win guide, so immediate results. So some ideas: a 3-day detox, so focus on sugar reduction for quick changes, or a 7-day meal prep, so simplified meal planning for healthy eating. Again, hopefully you can see why these are going to be useful, why these are going to get people hooked on your paid service. 3-day detox could be really effective to making just people feel better, more energy, sleeping better, feeling better in themselves, and they're going to want to keep on doing that. They're going to want to keep this nice feeling that they've got. So and the natural next step for them to do that is going to be by inquiring about your paid service. Again, 7-day meal prep plan. This could be really good if you're working with busy people. Your ideal customer is busy professionals. They just need to spend a few hours in the kitchen on a Sunday prepping all their meals for the week because they don't have all they've got at their office is a microwave. So you can help them plan tasty, healthy meals that they can take into the office so they can lose weight without having to sacrifice eating nice food. Okay, so again, you're going to know what that should look like. But again, hopefully the cogs are turning now and you're starting to see what this could look like. Assessment tools, so personalized approach. Now, this could be very effective because what this is going to do is it's essentially going to get you in front of the person. So let me explain what this might look like. So a body type quiz, a calorie calculator, or a workout style assessment. So what makes this personalized approach really, really effective is it allows us to get in front of all of these leads. Now, sure, this will take more time, but what we can offer to them is a free 20-minute call. And on that call, we do a body type quiz. We calculate sort of their calories that they're taking in and what that should really look like or how that could be affecting their weight or their health, or a workout style assessment, whatever it may be. But what we need to do here is we get on a call with them, and not only do we deliver this service, but we understand what are their problems, what are their goals, what's stopping them from reaching their goals, their biggest limiting beliefs, like I've mentioned, and it allows us to get so much more data and so much more of a better understanding of every single lead that we come into contact with by speaking to them personally, one-on-one. So not only do we build trust, they see us, we speak to them. Hopefully you're a nice person, I'm sure you are. You get on a call with them, you're nice, you're friendly, you're personable, people get along with you, you build that connection already. Okay, so that's a tick. Not only that, but you gather very good information on every single lead. And not only that, you provide free value to them. Okay, so there's 3 big things happening here. You're building a connection, you're giving them value, which is building trust, and you're also gathering loads of information on that lead about their concerns, their goals, what's stopping them, what are their biggest limiting beliefs. And we can use this information to then customize our nurturing process to speak to them in the most effective and compelling way that we possibly can. So in our nurturing sequences, we're going to touch on their pains that they mentioned. So perhaps their biggest pain is they're self-conscious. We're going to use that. We're going to leverage that insight in our nurturing sequences to further convince them that we are the best solution for them to deal with this problem. Perhaps their goal is they have a holiday in 6 months' time and they're self-conscious about walking on the beach or sitting by the pool with their family, and they look the way that they do. Okay, we can leverage that and we can talk about the holiday that they're worried about in 6 months. We can say, imagine going on that holiday and feeling fantastic because you've lost however much weight and you can't wait to get by the pool so you can show off all this progress you've made. Okay, and we can use that to our advantage to make our copy and our nurturing sequence more compelling. Again, this personalized approach is going to be the hardest one in terms of the amount of work that it takes, but this is going to be the most effective. So if you have the time to do this, this could be a really, really effective way of generating leads and also converting them. Okay, and then challenge programs. So sort of similar to the first one, the sample programs, but the key thing here is they're going to be short duration. So it's going to be 1 week challenges, maybe 2 weeks challenges at most, but I think 1 week is more than enough. We need to lay out daily actions, so clear steps for easy implementation, and we need to, again, highlight some achievable results. So we need to manage expectations here. We're not going to tell these people that they're going to drop 10 kilo in a week. Simply not possible. But within a week, we can start to see some sort of improvements. Maybe not visually, but we can maybe bring down some scale weight. We can make people feel healthier. We can improve fatigue. We can make people sleep better. All of these little things that we can do almost immediately by just improving their lifestyle, the way that they're training, the way that they're eating. These are going to be very quick wins. It's going to get people hooked. And again, it's going to be a natural stepping stone from just being a stranger to actually paying for your paid services. And we're building up trust along the way, making your sales situations, your sales calls, your sales meetings far easier because these people trust you. Okay, so hopefully you now have a really good idea of what kind of lead magnets you want to make, which ones are going to be most effective for your audiences, and what kind of things you need to include. So from here, we need to make sure that our lead magnets are actually good. So this is how we do that. If your lead magnet is not good, okay, you will waste people's time and this will make them hate you. Okay, because people aren't paying money for these things, but they are paying with time and focus. Okay, they're giving us their attention, they're giving us their time. These are valuable commodities, although you can't really place money on them or a value on them. But like I say, people are paying, but just not with money. So if you are wasting people's time, they're going to hate you. This is going to build a bad reputation for you, and it's going to have the complete opposite effect of what we're trying to go for. So you're better off spending a good amount of time making sure that your lead magnet is as effective and as valuable as possible, because if you start pushing your lead magnets through paid ads, you're pushing stuff that's basically going to give you a bad reputation. You're paying money to get a bad reputation, which is not good for business. So make sure that your lead magnet is good enough. And here are the 3 things that you need to make sure that your lead magnet does or is to make sure that it is actually a viable option for you. So the acronym here is VAR. So it needs to be valuable, actionable, and readable. So I've spoken about valuable. I've just told you why it needs to be valuable. We don't want to waste people's time. So we need to make sure it is literally chock-a-block with value. It needs to be actionable. So we need to give people a clear path, like I've spoken about in the 7-day challenge. There needs to be a clear path or some clear steps that every lead needs to take to be able to achieve the goal that we've laid out to them. Okay, so we don't want to have any sort of lingering questions in their mind. It needs to be very clear to them. These are the things that I need to do on a daily basis to get the result that I've been promised. Okay, we don't want any opportunities for doubt or questions for them to ask. And then again, they're not paying you, so they don't have direct access to you. So if they have questions, they can't ask these questions. So what these people are going to do is they're just going to abandon it. They're going to forget it. Maybe they're going to think, what a waste of time. You've built up a bad reputation. So we need to make sure that we are laying out a very clear action plan for every lead to take to actually get the most out of this lead magnet. And then finally, it needs to be readable. So readable meaning easiest to digest. So what we don't want to do is send a lead magnet, a PDF, of just blocks and blocks of text and it just looks like a uni dissertation. Okay, if someone downloads a lead magnet, they open a PDF and they just see text upon text, people aren't going to be that motivated to just start reading thousands and thousands of characters worth of words with nothing in it. Okay, so let's present it in an easy way to digest. So this might be some nice sort of infographic. Perhaps you've built out a slideshow and you're recording yourself going through it, very similar to this video. Okay, if I just sent you a document about how to make a good lead magnet and it was literally just a Word document with loads of text on it, that's going to be not as fun for you to go through and digest the information as me taking you through a slideshow and recording myself speaking over it. So think about the way that we're delivering this information. So you might want to create videos, you might want to build out a slideshow, perhaps some nice sort of infographic, but I would just say stay away from boring long text. And finally, a good sort of little way of understanding whether you think it is ticking all these 3 boxes is, would someone pay money for it? So around £40. That seems to be a sweet spot. Could be more. If it is more, then great. But if someone would genuinely pay money for this lead magnet, of course, you're going to be giving it away for free. But if people would pay, then that's a good sign that your lead magnet is going to be at least somewhat effective. So this is the important part. How do we make money with a lead magnet? We're talking about giving stuff away for free, and we haven't touched on us actually generating money from it yet. So this is how we do that. So after you receive an email on a number, so basically once you receive your lead's information, you need to make a very well thought out email marketing chain to push these people through to nurture them. Okay, you need to spend just as much time on this email nurturing chain as you do your lead magnet, because this is going to be the thing that actually converts them into a paying customer, or at least get this lead to book an appointment with you so then you can run them through your sales system. So the goal of the email chain is the same as the lead magnet, to build trust. So the email chain should also include added extras that the lead didn't know about yet. So they're pleasantly surprised by the follow-up emails that they're going to receive after downloading your lead magnet. So some examples of this could be quick tips, case studies to learn from, educational videos, further free resources, or mistakes to avoid. So again, these are all just ways of us providing our leads with more value, more insight, more stuff that they can learn from, they can implement, and that is actually going to help them. So, and then the final part is obviously we need to ask. We need to ask for the sale. We need to ask for the call. We need to ask for the meeting. So sprinkle in with these emails that you are sent. Some spelling mistakes here. Essentially, we're sprinkling in call to action at the end of our emails. We lead with value, and then at the end we provide a call to action to book a call, book an appointment, pay for our program, whatever it may be. So some tips for our call to actions: we need to smoothly tie in your CTAs with whatever value you have sent the lead. So this can't just feel like you've bolted on a call to action at the end of your email. It needs to tie in with the story or the tips or the educational video that you've just sent them. Okay, it needs to be done in a clever, smooth, non-salesy way. Also, don't always ask for the ask. Okay, asking for someone to send you money every single time is just going to seem a bit pushy, a bit salesy. People aren't going to respond very well to that, particularly in the first sort of few days or the first week after you've sent them the lead magnet. Of course, we need to include CTAs where we can, because some people are going to genuinely want to inquire about your services because your lead magnets are so valuable. They're going to think, oh, well, this is what I've been waiting for. I need to pay this person money. So we need to provide some way for these people to convert, but that's not going to be the majority of people. Most people are going to need that further nurture, that further warming up. So we are doing that by just sending them as much value as we possibly can. So some of these emails, particularly in the opening stages, just need to be genuine value. No ask, just here's some quick tips, or this is a case study, or I had a client last month and they had XYZ problems and we solved them by doing this, and that might help your leads. So we need to make sure that we're prioritizing value over actually asking, okay? And then as we get further on down the nurture chain, people are more warmed up, people have more confidence in us, they trust us more, then we can start to ask for a call to action or provide a call to action more often without it really hurting us. But the opening sort of 4 to 7 days after that person's downloaded a lead magnet, we need to just hammer them with as much value. Trust me, this is what I know. I have so much value. I'm giving this value away to you for free. Imagine what you'd get if you paid me. That's basically what we're trying to do here. And then finally, make sure that your nurture sequences last a month. Okay, so sending at least 10 to 20 emails over this time. So I recommend over the month, you have it all automated. And every other day after they send you an email or after they download your lead magnet, you are sending them an email every other day to nurture them. Majority of that is going to be packed with value and with the occasional call to action. And remember, I've spoken about this a lot, but this really is the most important part, because if we don't get this right, then this lead magnet is just going to be a massive waste of time. Because, you know, we spend time building out these lead magnets, we spend time building out the nurturing chain, we spend time creating the organic content that we're going to push out through to our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube to promote our lead magnets. Maybe we're even pushing them through ads. We're spending money and we're building out ads, we're writing the copy, we're spending money on it. And if we don't get this right, all of that effort is just wasted effort. So this will not work unless you genuinely want to help people. Okay, so you need to be giving away actual value and things that will genuinely help. Of course, we are doing this to gain leads and customers, but we must lead with honest value. That is the crux of this. Okay, so now you should know everything that goes into a good lead magnet. Hopefully, with the examples and the frameworks that I've given you within this video, you now have a really good idea of what it is that you want to create to make your lead magnet to drive sales to your business. Like I say, a lot of the examples that I've given in this video, we have seen work. Okay, we've helped our clients build them out, push them through their channels, and yeah, like I say, we've seen these generate results. We've seen them decrease cost per leads, and conversion rates are just much higher because of the nature of a lead magnet. We're able to build trust, we're able to nurture people, which is going to make the whole sales and marketing systems work that much better when people actually trust us and actually know that we can deliver results. Now, if you want to see a lead magnet in action and perhaps you want a bit more inspiration, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave our free resource in the description. What this is a collection of 15 image ad creatives that you can take. Okay, these are templates that you can customize a bit so they suit your business, but you can just plug and play them right into your ads manager. You can throw some money at them and you can start to generate leads easier. These are battle tested ad creatives that we have used. These are actually the 15 highest performing ad creatives or image ad creatives that we've ever ran. And yeah, we've turned them into templates and we're giving them away to you for absolutely free. So the link to that is in the description. It will take you to a landing page. You'll just have to give over your name and your email, and then we will send you the swipe file via email so you can just plug and play these ads into your ads manager. Yeah, and continue to grow your business, which is going to be great. Anyway, if you're not interested in that, no worries. Hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Hopefully it's helped you and you're going to use it to build out your own lead magnets and grow your fitness business. So good luck. Cheers.